I'm on my way to an interesting permission today. My friend Mudduck got a permission at an old home in Warrenton, Virginia. There are existent photographs of Union troops using the home as a headquarters. These soldiers took over the home, and then when the Confederates heard about it, they began a campaign of shelling. How close they got to the home, we don't know. So we should get there after dark tonight. We're going to spend the night in the old house, and then in the morning, we're going to hit it hard. I'm really looking forward to this. Never hunted Warrenton, Virginia. So I'm here with the great relic master, Braden. Tomorrow, what do you predict we're going to find?
Hopefully a couple of buttons, but I don't really know what. I'm just hoping for a good day.
Hey there, welcome to Fuquay Springs, just outside of Warrenton, Virginia. We're out here at the Fuquay Springs Country Club, which is now a golf course, but this hill we're standing on actually has seen a lot of history over the last 500 years. Before settlers ever arrived, this was a stomping ground for Native Americans. It was known as sort of the death fields because of the sulfur springs killing anything they tried to plant in it. In the early 1800s, there was a massive resort here, and those who had money would bring their sick loved ones over to use the thought to be therapeutic nature of the springs. During the Civil War, there were multiple encampments here, multiple skirmishes. The Rappahannock River is just down at the bottom of the hill. Artillery units would fire up on the hill. After the Civil War, things were rebuilt, and in the 1950s and 60s, this was the playground of some of DC's elite. Jackie Onassis used to ride her horses around here. There's a big horse stable just up the road, and JFK actually played golf here. So again, tons of history. We've got permission to hunt a piece of property where there's a house here. There may be nothing there, there may be a lot there, but we're gonna find out today. You guys can join us.
This is Battlefield Braden.
Hello.
So the guy that broke the ice and started the process is the newest guy hunting. Nice, beautiful shape too. All right. Got a spoon from the camp kitchen, probably. I'm not used to digging this mountain ground. Lots of rock. Battlefield Braden going after the next target. Yeah, baby!
Oh my goodness, what in the world is that?
Pick that up and tell me what it is, Philip. You know what that
I know
is?
exactly what that is. They were selling this place.
Darn right. That is a sabot. That's the lead sabot off the back of a Dyer shell or a Burton shell, depending on whether it was Confederate or Yankee.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, Philip, what if it's a ground burst? What if the rest of it's in there? Hot diggity dog. That is worth my time right there. You know, that's, and if Yankees were here, that's probably Confederate shell. That's a great find. That's been worth my trip just to find that.
Glad to hear it.
All right, you see what I see, don't you? Braden, pull that thing out and tell me what it is.
It's a 3-ringer. We got a
Nice.
3-ringer.
Turn around so I can see it. There you go. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
We're hitting it, baby. We're hitting it.
Let's go.
Got something in the bottom of the hole. Oh, wait a minute. Looky there. Another 3-ringer. Haven't found anything for a little while, but I got a really good signal here, so I thought we'd dig it together. Alright, got a little bit of camp lead. I'm surprised that small piece of camp lead rang up so loud and so strong. Alright, there's another little piece of camp lead out of that same spot. Alright, got a decent signal in this plug here. Well, it's a piece of lead. Yep, unusual shaped piece of lead. This is not too unpleasant.
Not at all. Perfect day.
So this yard has turned out to be really, really trashy. And there's a piece of trashy iron. All right. Dig that mason jar lid.
It's gonna be what it is.
Dig it, dig it, dig it.
Well, it wasn't that's exactly what it was. Mason at the top. That's number 9 on the day.
Everything is pretty slim. Got a good signal here. I had it, but I dropped it. Tiny little piece of camp lead. Rang up like it was really something. Excuse me. You may notice that I'm using a smaller coil because it better differentiates from trash. I think they call it like a little sniper coil. Alright, something's still in there. That's promising. Wow, big piece of melted camp lead. We found some big hunks of melted lead in here today. We're hitting it hard, but not having a lot of luck. Another piece of melted camp lead. That looks like a 3-ringer that melted halfway. So there's evidence of a Civil War campfire. But where there's melted lead, there ought to be a button. But I ain't found it yet. I'll be darned. A modern nail. What is it?
Looks aluminum.
What is that?
Let me see your roll.
Here you go.
That's a big old honking piece of camp lead right there.
Wow! I've never seen a piece this big.
Yeah.
That is the biggest piece of camp lead I've ever seen.
Yep.
What do you got?
I got 3-ringers, another one.
Nice. Ooh, that's a beautiful. That's dropped. Beautiful shape. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got that flower bed.
Yeah.
And there was a bullet laying on top of the mulch. Like I just moved the mulch out of the way. You can see, and there it was.
Wow.
We have walked 3.9 miles so far today in this little yard. Look at this.
What'd you find?
Nothing yet. I'm just trying to get rid of it.
Good job, Braden.
Thanks for joining Mudduck and I for this little hunt up in Warrenton, Virginia, far from the battlefields of Cold Harbor. We found a few things, and for me, the find of the day was that full, complete sabot from the Dyer shell with a little bit of the shell fragment embedded in it. That was kind of surprising. I didn't expect to see that. I actually have a Dyer shell, a complete one that I found, and I'll include a picture of it here so that you can see what it would have looked like when it was in its whole form. Next, let me say Merry Christmas. I'm publishing this right before Christmas Day in 2022, and just want to say Merry Christmas. I hope you get a chance to spend it with somebody that you love. Thinking about Christmas, I thought this was the perfect time to feature two very small little relics that I once found years ago in a Civil War campsite that was known to have hosted troops from the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, Michigan. All those buttons were found in that campsite. But I found two other things in that campsite that were just so cool to me, and I wanted to share them with you. The first is a little brass cross. And when I found the cross, I could see little rivets in the back, and so I thought maybe it was a crucifix, and it maybe had originally contained the statue of the Christ, thinking of a very heavily Roman Catholic population up in the Northeast. I thought maybe that was it. But when I got it home and began to clean it up, I was amazed to find that the three little rivets were actually there to hold on some tiny slivers of wood that were attached to the front of the cross. Now, maybe it was made that way just for decorative purposes. It's possible. But also, for as long as Christianity has been around, there have been shysters who have tried to sell things that weren't real. You know, they would say, we have this, you can buy this cross that has actual pieces of the original cross of Jesus. And of course, that was not the case, but that's the way they sold them, and a lot of people would buy into that, and they made a whole lot of money doing it. But that's not the point. The point is that for some soldier, this little cross really meant something. I can imagine him clinging to this cross when he was about to go into battle, or even when he went to sleep at night, or when he woke up the first thing in the morning. I think about the importance of faith to those soldiers. Someone once said there are no atheists in foxholes. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I can imagine a soldier carrying this cross with him all the way to Virginia from New York or Michigan or Connecticut or Maine or Massachusetts, and how important this was to him, because it reminded him of perhaps a deep, abiding faith, maybe taught to him by a saintly mother. This is not the only religious symbol or token that I found in that camp. The other one is also has a little hole in the top, designed to be worn around the neck, I suppose. And it too is brass. It's very tiny and it's thin. And in the tiniest font, you can see that printed on this little token, shield, charm, whatever you want to call it, is written the entire Lord's Prayer. And again, my imagination runs wild. I imagine some soldier's mother giving him this and saying, "Son, depend on God. Son, don't let go of your faith. Son, remember to pray every day. And if you ever don't know what to pray, just look down at what your mother gave you. It's the Lord's Prayer there." At any rate, these two little tokens from a Civil War camp just remind me of the incredible importance that faith must have played for those soldiers. I'm glad you joined me today. We had a great time up in Warrenton, had a lot of fun. It was especially cool to have Mudduck's son with us, because it's neat to think that maybe he'll pick up this hobby and keep going long after Mudduck and I are too old to dig. I'm the Battlefield Walker. I hope to see you again soon. By the way, if you like the video, like and subscribe. That would help me. Until then, be good and say your prayers.